Stretch out the dreams from my mind. Granny's got the scoop, let's unwind. Birds are chirping, singing their tune. Mystery of the day coming soon. Cup of tea and a buttered scone. Start the day, we're never alone. Good morning, rise and shine. Granny's here with stories so fine. Good morning, off we go. To greet the world with a happy glow.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing wonderful this fine day, wherever it is. It doesn't matter if it's raining or if it's gloomy, we can still have a very good morning. Grab your coffee, your tea, whatever it is you like to drink. We are going to talk about something that I thought was over, and that's measles outbreaks. Guys, I'm just going to say this, and it may not be a popular opinion, right? But it's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. um, the measles vaccine was well tested. It has been proven to work for years. And I know there are families out there who feel that vaccines are not necessary, right? Putting foreign things into your body is not good. And a part of me agrees with that. I really, really do. Please don't get me wrong. I look at each one on an individual basis. When the COVID vaccine came out, I did not want any part of it. I have to tell you, I did not want any part of it. My father was, in his upper 80s, and my daughter wanted my dad to be vaccinated to see his great grandbabies, my grandbabies. And he said, it doesn't matter when it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I don't care. The vaccine either way isn't going to matter to me. So I said, okay, I'll take you. And we went and I got the vaccine with him. Okay. I figured, well, I'm here. I might as well just get it with him for whatever reason. Not too many months later, we both ended up with COVID. And my dad succumbed from it, but only after months of watching a man who was solid and strong and even, still lifted weights in his 80s, guys. This man went to being totally bedridden. And so no one, we both got it really bad. I mean, it was a bad case. The vaccine, in my opinion, did not help us. I have not gotten any boosters. I do not want any boosters. Why? Because it's not it's not been long enough. It's not been tested to prove anything, right? And in my case, it didn't work. I have long COVID symptoms from it, and my dad succumbed to it. So you're not going to get me to be happy about the COVID vaccine. Now, when I was young, I did have the measles vaccine, and I did end up getting measles, yes, but a very mild case of measles, unlike my experience with the COVID vaccine. Very, very ill with the COVID vaccine, very much so. My dad was in the hospital with it. I probably should have been. and I'm still suffering the repercussions from it. So the difference between the two, I said all that to say the difference between the two is that the measles vaccine was tested and retested and, researched and looked at before it ever even came out, guys. And it has now been proven for years that it works. It keeps these horrific outbreaks from happening. Okay? So why is it happening now? Let's just take a look at what's going on with it. So we're going to look at this one here. Make sure everybody can see what I'm seeing. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bigger for you so it'll help. Okay. So the first measles death reported in Texas outbreak that's left over 140 people infected. The highly contagious disease is explained. A child who was hospitalized with measles in Texas has died, state health officials said this week. It marks the first death in the state's latest outbreak, the largest such outbreak in close to 30 years, which has left at least 146 people infected. The Texas Department of State Health Services said the school-age patient hospitalized in Lubbock last week was not vaccinated. The dozens of reported cases have mostly affected children, the agency said Friday, with 20 of the patients being hospitalized. Kids ages 5 to 17 are the most affected, with 70 cases. 46 measles cases were reported among young children up to 4 years old. 5 of the cases are people who have had the measles vaccine. Neighboring New Mexico also reported 9 cases as of Tuesday, according to the state's health department. The agency said that the outbreak is happening in Lea County near Gaines County, Texas. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says measles cases have also been reported in Alaska, California, Georgia, New York City, New Jersey, and Rhode Island. Where have the measles cases been reported? As of February 20th, the CDC said that a total of 93 measles cases have been reported in 8 jurisdictions, including Alaska, California, Georgia, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York City, Rhode Island, and Texas. That number has since increased with the new cases in Texas and New Mexico. Let's take a look at this.
Keeping you informed as officials in Texas confirm a child is dead after being hospitalized with measles. It's the first death in a measles outbreak that has infected more than 120 people over the past month.
Awful situation. The state's health department saying that child was not vaccinated against measles. Right now, this is the largest outbreak of the highly contagious disease in Texas that it's seen in nearly 30 years. Children and teenagers mostly being impacted by this. At least 18 people have been hospitalized, and officials say most of those getting sick are not vaccinated.
And it takes one person with a highly contagious infection to spread it to a whole bunch of people who are not vaccinated. So it doesn't take a lot of change in vaccine rates to cause an outbreak.
The CDC recommends children get their first dose of the measles vaccine at 12 months. There is also a booster available, which doctors say could be good for folks born before 1968, since the vaccine was previously less effective. A booster may also be helpful for healthcare workers out there. Florida also facing an increase in measles cases last February, but not enough to be considered an outbreak.
Okay, so there you have it. There's another one here that I wanted to show you as well.
Welcome back. A measles outbreak in West Texas continues to spread. The Texas Health Department says it's primarily affecting children and teenagers, without measles vaccinations. As numbers grow, doctors warn measles can spread incredibly fast. It's more contagious than the flu, COVID, polio, and most other infectious diseases. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca joins us live from the West Texas city of Lubbock. And Omar, where does the measles outbreak stand in Texas right now?
Well, as of right now, the latest numbers that came out, we had around 92 cases in the whole state of Texas. We're expecting those numbers to be updated, hopefully in the next hour or so. And to give a little bit of perspective, this all started in a small Mennonite community about an hour and a half away from us in Gaines County, Texas. And a majority of those cases, almost 70 plus of them, were children who are unvaccinated under the age of 17. Keep in mind, here in the state of Texas, to go to school, usually kids have to get their vaccines and have that up to date. But this community, they homeschool, so they're not subject to that part of the rule.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Doctors are saying that the best defense against measles is obviously vaccination, but we are seeing vaccination rates drop across the United States. What does it mean for the fight against outbreaks like this one?
Well, talking to doctors about this case, they say that the measles vaccine is very, very effective. And let me try to put it into perspective. Everybody has COVID on their mind. Now, if you got the COVID vaccine, you could still get COVID. But when it comes to measles, if you get the measles vaccine, doctors say there's a 97% chance you will not get measles. If you do get measles, it'll be what's called a breakthrough case. But they say that the vaccine is so well that you won't spread measles even if you get it and you're vaccinated. It's so contagious that, let's say I'm positive for measles and there's somebody who is not vaccinated and doesn't have any immunity, there's a 9 out of 10 chance they are going to get measles. It is that contagious. It can linger in the air for hours.
Wow, that is a very important perspective to keep in mind. Omar, there's one case of a person who caught the virus in Gaines County and then left. Can you tell us why that's causing some concern right now?
Yes, and listen, Gaines County is tough to get to. You either got to fly to Midland, Texas, or Lubbock, and then drive an hour and a half or more into that area. But it's easy to get out of. There was a woman from Gaines County who traveled more than 400 miles to San Marcos and San Antonio. She visited Texas State, went to a restaurant. Next day, went to UTSA down there in San Antonio, went to the Riverwalk, the famed Riverwalk, visited a Ripley's Believe It or Not down there. Then on the way back up, stopped at a Buc-ee's, which is a southern convenience store that are usually jam-packed if you've ever been to one. So now what they're having to do, the state, is contact trace in those locations, let those restaurants and the universities know, hey, somebody tested positive. They were here within this area. They're talking to that woman. She's obviously cooperating, and they're letting people know, be aware if you're not vaccinated, that you may catch it. So if you start getting sick, be mindful. It may be measles if you're unvaccinated.
Wow. Okay. Omar Villafranca, as always, thank you for joining us on the stream today.
And health agents.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. Measles can be deadly. Okay. I can't, influence anyone to have a vaccine. Okay. I don't know what the Mennonites believe. They say it started there. I don't know, right? They said they homeschooled, so, I don't know what their beliefs are. But I don't like to see children die either, children or adults. It's a known fact that if adults get it that have never been vaccinated, it's very hard on them. And as I said, I did have measles as a child. And I just learned today in that video that the vaccine back then was not as strong as it is now, and there's a booster available. And that you probably won't get measles after that. So it would make sense, that I did get it. I didn't get a very bad case of it at all. Just a little uncomfortable because of the itchiness, right? The spots all over. But nothing like what it is without that vaccine. So, like I said, I think each vaccine should be looked at separately. Has it been tested? Has it been proven to work? Right? Has it been proven to work? That's what should be looked at. I would give my children, grandchildren, the measles vaccine in a heartbeat, guys, because it has been proven to work. The COVID, not so much. It hasn't been proven yet, right? And in my case, it wasn't proven at all. Couldn't get me to take a booster, honestly. Could not. I would not. But I might go get that measles booster. Absolutely. I have no problem doing that. But my heart goes out to the children. All these children who are getting really sick. Measles is no fun when it's a bad case. And, it can be deadly. So my heart goes out to the children and their parents. Because, if it's preventable, we shouldn't lose our children. Right? So that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Please, think about it, is all I ask. Think about it. Do some research. And, and then make your decision. All right. Well, that's all I have for today, guys. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe. Join us most every night around 5 p.m. Central Time. We are live. We'd love to see you there. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.